Well, good morning and welcome to the second of our Albanian recipes for this month. Now, last month we did the most well-known probably Albanian dish, vergeza, but today we're going to do the traditional national dish of Albania. Now, Albania is a very mountainous and hilly country, so it's ideally suited for sheep and goats, but what it means is that lamb is very much the national meat. So Tave Kosi is made with lamb, and lamb, as well as producing meat, of course produced milk. Now traditionally this would have been sour milk, but nowadays most recipes, and me included, we're going to use some yoghurt rather than soured milk. And then to feed the family, we have rice and eggs. Then we have a little bit of butter and a little bit of flour to thicken it up. Some garlic for flavouring, as well as some oregano and nutmeg, salt and pepper, and a little bit of oil for frying. And that's it. There's no onion, there's no pepper, and with the exception of a clove or two of garlic, there's really no chopping, no cutting, no preparation needed. So after this we'll go straight into the kitchen and get on with making our dish. But just to explain, what I'm going to do is cook off the lamb, firstly by frying it gently, and then I'm going to put it in water and cook it, simmer it until it goes nice and soft. Then I'm going to add the rice with some flavourings and cook the rice off in a pan. Then we move it to an oven dish, and then we make a mix which is basically of flour and butter, Greek yogurt and eggs, and that will get poured over the top before it goes into the oven. Okay, see you in the kitchen. So equipment today: we need a chopping board, a knife, a wooden spoon, a saucepan, a mixing bowl, a whisk, and an oven dish. Okay, so I've cooked off my lamb in the pan with a little bit of oil and butter, and what I'm going to do now is transfer the pieces of lamb into the saucepan here. Go. And then I'm going to add enough water, and I'm going to add my chopped garlic and my oregano. Give that a little stir around, cover it, and then put that back on the heat for about half an hour on a low heat so it simmers and the lamb gets nice and soft inside. Then we'll come back and add the rice. So let's have a check on the ingredients. So the ingredients we need today are around 500 grams of lamb, 40 grams of butter, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 40 grams of rice, 2 teaspoons of oregano, 2 cloves of garlic chopped, 2 tablespoons of flour, around 300 grams of Greek yogurt, 2 eggs, half a teaspoon of nutmeg grated, and some salt and pepper. Okay, so our lamb has now been cooked off in the water with oregano and garlic. I'm now going to add the rice to the pan, like that. Give it a stir around a bit. Put the lid back on and put that on a simmer for about another 10 minutes or so. So the rice is cooked but not overcooked. You don't want it too mushy or anything, because it's going to go in the oven later, so it'll get some more cooking. And in the meantime, I've melted butter here in my pan, and I'm going to add my flour. Stir that together to make a roux. Like that. And then we're going to add our Greek yogurt. Put a spoonful in, give it a mix round. The rest of it, so about 300 grams, give or take. And then just stir that for a few minutes to thicken. Then we're going to take that off the heat to cool down a bit, and we'll let the rice cook. So in about 10 minutes, it should be ready for the final finishing touches and compile the dish. So see you then. Okay, so my bland rice is cooked off. I've now transferred it from the saucepan into 2 dishes like that, and I've got my yogurt mix, which has cooled down. And I'm now going to add the 2 eggs, which are beaten. Add them to the yogurt mix and give that a good stir around. Looks good. Make sure it's all well incorporated. That's it. And now we're just going to pour this mix. It's almost like a batter mix over the top. Similar amount on both. That's it. And then these are going to go into the oven now for around 45 minutes, basically until they rise a little and go nice and brown on top. Oh yes, and I'll have a final touch on top of each, a little bit of nutmeg, which will just add that extra flavour. So there we are. That's our Tave Kosi, ready to go in the oven. Should be ready to eat in about 45 minutes. Maybe serve with a little side salad of onion and tomato, the ones which didn't go into the mix, but up to you. See you next week.